Elevation versus altitude. There is a question already dealing with the difference between elevation and altitude. Which to use, altitude or elevation, in regards to height above sea level? The difference between the terms is clear. From the first answer I quote, "Altitude is typically only used to describe the height of an aircraft in flight. It is a barometric measurement expressed relative to the height of a runway or mean sea level in a given location or region, taking into account current local atmospheric conditions, or to an arbitrary standard datum, to eliminate the effect of localized variations in air pressure. Elevation is usually used to describe the height of the ground, or a feature fixed to the ground. It is a geometric measurement expressed relative to the mean sea level datum, established for the region by the National Mapping Agency. So a church somewhere in the landscape has a certain elevation, and when I fly with my balloon to New Mexico I would use the term altitude. Also, atmospheric pressure decreases with altitude. The situation, however, is less clear-cut when I talk about the weather up in the mountains. Should I say, it is minus 12 degrees Celsius at 2,000 meters of elevation? Or should I rather use the term altitude here? Temperature is measured by a weather station with a sensor positioned on a post above the ground level. I tend to think that I should refer to temperature as being related to elevation, as here, the atmosphere is so close to the land surface. But what is correct?
Temperature is measured with a sensor on a pole, perhaps 2 meters above the ground, which is not a particularly significant amount at 2,000 m above sea level. You could just as well call the height of the sensor 2,000 m above sea level, treating the height of the ground and the sensor fixed to the ground as more or less coincident. Elevation is usually used to describe the height of the ground or a feature fixed to the ground. Use elevation.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.